Hey everyone, today I'm taking a look at the Steel Series Sensei gaming mouse. This mouse has some interesting features such as a 32-bit 75 MHz ARM processor on board. This processor is actually as fast as the original Pentium CPU released by Intel in 1994, and it's for doing calculations on board the mouse. It means that these calculations can be done faster. It also means that the mouse doesn't need drivers to access all of the mouse's functionality. It can actually be accessed by a small LCD screen underneath the mouse. Just a quick look around the box. So we have some specifications on the back of the box. Just pause where you need to. With the mouse you get a Steel Series sticker, you get a product catalogue, and also a quick start guide. Okay, the mouse has an ambidextrous design. It has two different finishes. This soft velvet finish that you see on most mice, and it also has this metallic silver gloss finish. Now this finish is very smooth and glossy and reflective, but it also has a lot of grip. So being an ambidextrous mouse, you have exactly the same on either side, same buttons, and it has 7 buttons. So you've got 2 buttons this side and 2 buttons on the other side. You've got left and right click, you've got the scroll wheel and also scroll click, and you've also got this button just here. There's 3 lit areas on the mouse, the Steel Series logo on the back of the mouse, the light in the middle of the mouse, and also the scroll wheel is lit. You can change the color of the lighting in all 3 areas, and there's up to 16.8 million colors. Now just looking from the front of the mouse. So the mouse has a 2-meter high quality braided cable. Now for a look underneath the mouse. So you can see that the mouse has 3 large mouse feet. These are made of gaming grade UPE Teflon and cover 16% of the bottom of the mouse. Just some quick specifications on the laser. It's capable of 10.8 megapixel high definition image correlation at up to 12,000 frames per second. It can handle tracking movements of up to 150 inches per second. So it has this little LCD display on the bottom here, and this is actually for making adjustments to the mouse's settings. You can adjust every setting on this mouse through this LCD display, and you do it by holding down this button on the top here, which by default changes the DPI. So I'll just show you how this works. I've just held the button down and you can see my profiles here. I've named one of them. Okay, so you can see the mouse actually has 5 profiles, and these are onboard profiles. And now I'm going to move through all of the settings of the mouse. So there are all the settings related to the laser and tracking that can all be changed through this little LCD screen. That's just 2 DPI settings that you can adjust with that button on top of the mouse. You can change what they are. Also, this little LCD, you can upload your own bitmap image and customize the look of the mouse. So you can actually go to the Steel Series website and make up a little bitmap image of your own to upload to the mouse, to this LCD screen as well. So just a nice little extra. Okay, just some quick specifications on the mouse. So it's quite a light mouse. It weighs 102 grams. So it has the 32-bit 75 MHz ARM processor on board, and just to elaborate on what this is actually for, it does all the calculations on the mouse. So not only does this take pressure off the CPU, it means that the mouse is plug and play. You do not need drivers to access all the settings and functionality of this mouse. You can access it all through the LCD screen on the bottom of the mouse. You can change any setting. You can plug this into any computer without any kind of setup and access those settings immediately. So that's the real benefit of that 32-bit ARM processor. It also allows for a massive CPI range. So the default CPI range is from 1 to 5700, and the double CPI range achieved on this mouse is from 5700 to 11,400 CPI. The CPI can also be adjusted in increments of 1. So this mouse has up to a 1000 Hz polling rate. Okay, now for a look at the mouse's software. Now I'm not going to go into as much detail as I have in previous reviews, because this is not a tutorial on how to use the software. It's just a quick look at it. So first of all, this is where you can adjust what the different buttons on the mouse do. So you can just have a look there. Over here we have the profiles. You can add new profiles, rename them. Here you can drag and drop the profiles into the onboard profiles on the mouse in the mouse's memory. That's a good idea if you're going to be using the mouse on a different computer. You can still access that profile and those settings. Here we have the important settings of the mouse. So Steel Series has its own names for all of these things. Exact Sense is actually the DPI. They've called it CPI. This is actually the proper way, or the traditional way of measuring this. I'm not going to go into it now, but basically DPI and CPI are different ways of referring to, well, it's not the same thing, but yeah, it's a measurement of the same thing. Anyway, so that's that adjustment. Here we have free move, which is, I think it's jitter correction and prediction. Here we have acceleration, exact aim, which is, I believe, another type of prediction. The LCD setup, you can see brightness, contrast, and this is where you can load up a bitmap image to the LCD. Illumination, so this is where you can adjust all the different colors. You can also disable illumination. This is where you can adjust the lift off, so where the tracking cuts off, you know, depending on how far you lift the mouse off the mouse mat, and also the polling rate. Here we have, so you can set a profile to trigger when you launch a certain executable. And statistics, just an interesting little addition. You can just hit start here and it will tell you how many key presses and clicks you have done. So that sums up this little look at the software. Okay, now I've done some serious gaming with this mouse. I've been using it for about 6 weeks. I was using it right through the release of Battlefield 3 and right up until now. I've really enjoyed using this mouse. I'm really impressed with it. What I care about most when I use a mouse is not so much the technical side, the specifications and all of that, but just how the mouse feels, how well it works, okay, and you know, the real world side of things, and that's what I'm going to talk about now. So The way the mouse feels, the comfort of it, it's not exactly an ergonomic mouse. It's designed to be ambidextrous, so it's not the most comfortable mouse. It's, for me, it's quite small for my hand, so it's a claw grip, and you know, this means that my hand certainly does get tired after long play sessions, and I do get a sore hand. So I would say this mouse is not designed for comfort, but the claw grip does give you a very good level of control over the mouse. So, you know, that's the benefits of a claw grip. Because, I mean, if with an ergonomic mouse, if you're holding it with your palm and you've got all your fingers around it, you've got to move your whole arm to control the mouse, or at least your wrist. But with a claw grip, you only have to move your fingers. So, yeah, it gives you that extra level of control, so there is benefits to the discomfort. The ambidextrous design is excellent, great for left and right handers. Now the finishes on the mouse, I had absolutely no problems with grip with this mouse. The grip is excellent. This gloss finish over the top is very comfortable, it looks great. It feels great, yeah, it works. The finish on this mouse works very well. No problems with grip, even when my hand was sweaty. Okay, so the lighting, I like the lighting, it looks great. It's great being able to adjust the different colors. Also being able to adjust the different colors of the different DPI settings that you can set by pressing the button on top of the mouse here. It's great to know which DPI setting you're using by color coding it. So that's something that you can do with this little light in the middle here. The LCD screen on the bottom of the mouse I didn't use so much. Like, I didn't adjust the mouse via this LCD screen, I just did it through the drivers. I didn't upload my own bitmap image or set any of that up or anything like that. It's not something that I use. I just, you know, adjust my settings through the drivers. But if I was hooking this mouse up to different computers, I would definitely use this little LCD screen on the bottom to adjust my settings. It's great that this mouse is plug and play and that you don't need drivers to be able to change like every single setting on this mouse. You can just use that little LCD. The response time of the mouse, you know, it's absolutely flawless, excellent. It's also great to be able to have all the other settings that you can play around with, like exact lift, exact aim, exact acceleration, you know, all that stuff. You can enable or disable it just to see how it feels. So great to be able to have all of those extras with the mouse. All round, this is an excellent gaming mouse. It's, you know, more of a pro gaming mouse if you're really serious about gaming. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and it comes highly recommended from me. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, like and favorite if you want to see more.